yet another two vehicles of WarThunder against each other. The first contender is representing the most produced tank series in the world. It's the Soviet T-55A. Its opponent is the modified version of the already great M60A1. It's the American M60A1 RISE P. Let's kick off with a mobility test. Keep in mind that we won't be speaking about vehicles' speed characteristics in ideal conditions. We are comparing the average speeds they have while they trudge through snow and mud. The T-55A is off to a good start. Its 580 horsepower engine allows it to go at an average speed of 39 to 41 kph. It also travels in reverse at 7 kph. Not bad. What about our M60? Despite having a more powerful engine, the American vehicle shows the same figures while going forward. 39 to 41 kph, that is. But it's considerably better at going in reverse. 11 kph. There might be a joke about the French somewhere here, but the truth is that being able to quickly get back into cover after a shot is a great advantage on the battlefield. Now, let's see how long it takes to turn these beauties round. Ready, steady, go! As you see, the Soviet machine proves to be slightly faster than its American counterpart. Next, we examine the turret, and the M60 looks like a clear winner right off the bat. First, it has a better turret traverse speed. Second, it can fire a shell 0.3 seconds faster than the T-55A. Doesn't seem like much, but in combat, it's details like this that decide your fate. Turret protection is also quite important. Even though the T-55 has thicker armor here, the turret of the M60 can actually take more punishment thanks to its reactive armor. If you're being pounded from the front, the only weak spot is basically the commander's cupola. What about the hull? Well, let's put it this way. The T-55 doesn't really impress, with only 100 millimeters of steel in the front and the effective thickness of around 200 millimeters. This clearly won't do if the enemies of your BR use anything really dangerous. Even APHE shells will sometimes do the trick. The M60, on the other hand, has ERA all over the place, and its frontal armor has the effective thickness of around 260 millimeters, which means that it can survive being hit by both subcaliber and HEAT rounds. If you want to take it down with ease, you have to get some APFS DSs. Okay, what about the parts of the tank that go boom? Yeah, we are aware that under some unfortunate circumstances, the entirety of a tank can go boom. But we speak about the parts that do it on a regular basis. The T-55 carries the deadly 100mm D10 T2S, one of the best tank guns of its time, as well as a wide range of good shells. Your best pick here is the APFS-DS round called 3BM25. At 100 meters, it easily penetrates 330 millimeters of armor, and it goes through M60's reactive armor like a hot knife through butter. The American gun is also quite amazing, though. The M60A1 RISE P carries a 105mm M68 gun, And if you use an M735 APFSDS round, it breaks through up to 355 millimeters of armor. Taking into account the fact that the American gun has a faster reload speed, the Soviet machine finds itself at a serious disadvantage here. When it comes to secondary armaments, it's more or less the same with both tanks. You just get a couple of machine guns. Both vehicles have the capability of creating smoke screens. The M60 with its smoke launchers, and the T-55A with a smoke-generating system. ATGMs, you say? Don't need them. Well, maybe you do, but you don't have them anyway. The last thing to consider is the role these vehicles play on the battlefield. The T-55A is not a frontline fighter. It lacks protection to engage the likes of the MBT-70 or the M60A1 RISE for that matter, from the front. On the other hand, a great gun and a low enough profile make it a decent ambusher. And while fighting for control zones or as a part of the second wave, it can wreak some real havoc. The modified M60 has better protection, but it's still not enough to survive hits from any big boys, which means that it's also meant to capture points. Forget about ambushes though, the size of the tank won't allow it. What is our verdict then? After a few rounds, the American contender wins with a KO, which means that the M60A1 RISE has just earned the right to fight in the final... Huh? What do you mean? There are no finals or anything. Is that it? Oh, okay. Which means that the M60A1 RISE is not going to fight in any of the... there are no... God damn it. The M60A1 RISE is a winner, okay? If you disagree with our verdict, feel free to tell us what you think in the comments below.